Good morning, YouTube. What's up? Rob, driving to work. This is my first, no, not my first YouTube live, but my first YouTube live vlog. I want to start doing this every week, and I'm driving to work, and I just was thinking about some stuff, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to do it right now. So it's Friday morning. It's about, I don't know, 8 a.m. I guess. Been up since 5, slept in a little bit. Try to get up at 4:30 normally, and just had a big week. Had a lot of good things happen this week for the organization that I run, which is a nonprofit called City Fam. You can see it on my sweatshirt. And one of the biggest things that happened was I attended a DEA convention this week, and was able to really meet some good people that know a lot about the drug crisis, and got a chance to share the vision of City Fam with them. So it was good. Met some good people. Plan to follow up. One of them is the Deputy Police Commissioner of Baltimore. Baltimore is actually the #1 city in the United States for opioid-related deaths right now, which is terrible. It's a terrible stat. I know I've had a lot of friends personally that have died in the past couple of years due to opioids, and you know, we believe that we have the antidote, that it really is community. There's a lot of research that backs us up on that, TED Talks and different studies, but I think the question up until now has been, okay, but how do you get this community to people? I was talking to a friend the other day, and I was saying to them, imagine that you had to go from New York to LA in the 1800s, right? You would be like, man, you would know that that was going to be a long, arduous journey. And I would have been like, okay, I'm going to wait till a wagon train comes along, because I'm not trying to make this alone, right? That's the same way when, you know, if you're trying to kick an addiction or just become the best version of yourself, like, it's going to be a process, and it's going to be hard, and most people aren't going to try to make that journey alone, right? So that's where City Fam comes in, because it is a wagon train. It is a group of people that are headed to their destination, a specific, you know, becoming the better version of themselves, and everything becomes easier when you do it together. So, you know, City Fam just proactively goes out to the places where the people are that need to become the best version of themselves, and has a way of inspiring people to join us, and that's what's really worked well for us. So we really believe that it is the antidote for the opioid epidemic and lots of other societal problems. I mean, I know it from my own personal experience, what it did in my life, having community. I found it personally through a church. You know, I gave my heart to Jesus, and I started going to church, and I was able to make changes, but it wasn't easy because the lifestyle was so different to what I was accustomed to. I just kind of had to, you know, white knuckle it and suffer through it a while. But with City Fam, what we do is we make it really natural to the person, because we do a lot of fun stuff. Like, you don't, when I gave my heart to Jesus, to be honest, it was boring. You know, I was sat at home alone a lot. And you know, what I see for most people when they try to make positive changes, they get into relationships, which is really just trading one bad solution to fill a void for another. You know, because when you date out of loneliness, or you get into a relationship because you're bored, then that probably isn't the right person, and then now you're going to have problems down the road. Broken homes, you know, other things related to bad choices in your dating. So yeah, I'm excited. You know, like I said, we made some good connections. We also met with a guy that's going to help us raise some money, because we think that really has been the one thing holding us back the past few years, is not having money. So we met with a guy that runs a business that raises money for nonprofits. So they actually just kind of dollar for dollars, and they, you know, get people to donate on the phone. So he thinks that he can raise us all the money that we'll need to take this thing where we want to go. So I'm excited. For any of you guys that don't know, or maybe you've been watching, I have for a bar, restaurant, coffee shop that I want to open called Home. So I have a meeting with the owner of the building today at 2 o'clock. Really excited about that. That's a big piece of the puzzle. And you know, it'll be a place unlike any other bar in the world, a place that you can socialize and also become the best version of yourself, unlike every other bar in the world, in my opinion, where if you hang out, you know, you usually become, if you hang out regularly at a bar, you usually become the worst version of yourself. This will be a bar where you can become the best version of yourself. So there's more details to come on that. What else? I entitled this video "Going Through the Wilderness" because something popped up in my news feed today, a post that I made from 4 years ago, and it said, you got to be willing to go through the wilderness to get to the promised land. And it's really so true. For the, you know, again, I'm a Christian, I'm a believer. I see a lot of parallels in the Old Testament to just life in general. And one of those things is the Israelites. You know, they were in slavery in Egypt. For those of you who don't know, if maybe you've seen the movie The Ten Commandments, the old movie, but they were in slavery in Egypt, and God was like, hey, look, I want to take you to this better place, this promised land flowing with milk and honey, where you're not going to be slaves, where you're going to, you know, I'm going to show you what my purpose for each of you there is, and you're going to have your own homes, and you're not going to be, you know, like it was going to be awesome. But they had to go through the wilderness to get there, and the wilderness wasn't fun, you know, like they were sleeping in tents and stuff, and, you know, but during that process, going through the wilderness, they learned to trust God. They followed, you know, it says a cloud by day and fire by night, and they learned to trust God. And that's really the parallel with us is, you know, God wants to take us from a place of slavery to a place, a promised land, where we're living our purpose, where we're free from whatever addiction or anything. But he takes you through the wilderness. And so people try to, you know, we humans try to avoid the pain so much. We just don't want to go through the process because it sucks, it hurts, that we never make it. You know, we just never make it to the promised land, and we live these lives that are like unfulfilled and not completely happy because we try to avoid the pain. So what I believe City Fam, again, bringing it back, what we do a good job of is we're that wagon train that will go through the wilderness with you and make it easier. We're not faith-based. There are a lot of people that believe in God in it, but, you know, we welcome everybody, atheists, Muslims, you know, Buddhists, we don't care what you are. We just want to make each other the best version of ourselves, and we want to help people in our community, because that really is part of the process. You got to start sacrificing. You got to get your eyes off yourself, start helping other people around you, and then your life starts to change. So anyway, this is the first of hopefully, you know, many weekly vlogs on YouTube, and that's it. Subscribe if you like. Would love to see you come out to an event. Our vision for City Fam is one day that will be in every city in America, and honestly beyond that, in all the world, because there are people like us everywhere, and it's a problem that needs to be fixed. So would love to meet you. You can email me at rob@cityfam, leave a comment on this. Talk to you later. See ya.